Next, we are going to see how impact analysis work. For this, we are going to permission audit page by clicking on the permission tab here. This is the permission audit page after a fresh audit has run against our org. The sprawl score ring tells us how clean or sprawling our permission model is. The risk indicator surfaces the things that matter most: who has modified all data, orphan permission set, sitting unassigned, redundant grants. But today we are going into the most Salesforce admin never check before they tighten a field: impact. On this page, you would see there is a permission set tab. So if you click on this, here's every custom permission set in the org. There is for this example, we are going to use a permission set called opportunity edit access. You can see that this is assigned to one user. It has 22 fields and it's custom type. And if I click on it, it will show me how many fields I have read and edit access, how many fields I have read only, and one of the field is highlighted as asymmetric. We're gonna come to that later in the demo. Another section on this is field access lookup. So if we click on this, here you would see that we have a box that says who can access this field. For this to work, we have to select an object and then a field and then click on search. So if I go and select opportunity object and a field from that, so let's go and select opportunity object and let's select deal confidence field and do a quick search. So we quickly were able to figure out that this user, his profile is system administrator, has read and edit access, and the sources to provide those permission are system admin and opportunity edit access. And then we have a column called redundant and it has yes written next to it. Here we can do two type of grouping. One is group per user. So if I click on this, it will group the result as per a user and it will show you what object and field and what permissions and what are the sources of those permissions. And we can also group them as per permission set or simply the profile. So here you can see that opportunity edit access is providing what level of access, and then system admin profile is providing what level of access. This is useful when you want to understand the blast radius of revoking an entire permission set, not just a single user. Now we're going to go to the last tab, which is impact analyzer. In this you would see there are again a selection panel for object, and then like this tool is basically used to understand like what breaks if I restrict a particular field. Basically, like if you select a field to analyze, it will tell us which apex class, flows and user would be impacted by revoking the access. So let's say I select the same object opportunity and same field deal confidence and then hit on analyze. Then the metadata that this agent IQ has extracted previously, it's going to use that data and it's going to let you know that 3 components will break, which are HealthScoreCalculator, OpportunityService and OpportunityTrigger, which is specific to this particular connected org. And you can see with the badge over here like what type of component is getting break. So it's an apex class, and it also tells you what exactly break and how. So it's telling me that if I remove the access to this field, this apex class will silently receive null or throw insufficient access at runtime. So now it's basically giving you upfront answer that hey, if you are going to update the access on this particular field, then you may end up facing some errors. So as you And this, like, not only just that, it also provide you a safety checklist items and some recommendation as well. Now let's say I switch the field from deal confidence to amount and do an impact analysis. It again would give me that, hey, again 3 components are breaking because it's being referenced in 3 different components. And not only that, like, what are the users who have access, what type of access they have, what are the recommendation from agent IQ in order for you to proceed with the change, and again a safety checklist that you must do in order for you to safely move this change to production. Lastly, there was one more field called expected revenue, and when we click on this, we know that this is another field which is very similar to a standard out of the box field called expected revenue. And when we do an impact analysis, although the risk comes low, it shows like there would be 2 components that will break. But the real story here is that this isn't things will break risk, it's more of a data quality risk. Remember, from the permission set view, this field is read only. User can see the expected revenue figure but can't correct it. So the report that references it will show stale or wrong pipeline numbers. If the field's value is wrong, nobody can edit it. That asymmetry badge back on the permission set tab was the tell, and the impact analyzer confirms it. The exposure here isn't runtime break, it's a gap between what users see and what they can fix. Now the group by permission set field access. Now I'm again going to go back to that field access, and I'm going to go to opportunity, and then I'm going to select amount. And now when on the screen, when I do group by permission set, you can see now that you will see the table regroup row for opportunity edit access and a chevron show 1R and 1E. Now once I click on this, you will see exactly what is what does that RE means, and then who has access to which grant is responsible. When you have a production of 40 or 50 or 200 permissions and multiple hundred users, this view lets you say, okay, so this permission set is the one handing out edit access to amount. If I want to tighten this, I added that one permission set and it cascades to every assigned user at once. So again, to wrap this video, I'm again going to do an impact analysis on deal confidence and go over the overall things that it responds. So when we do the impact analysis, it basically gives us a high level understanding of what is getting break, and then it also tells you a recommendation, and it also tells you about which user have access to this particular field and what would be impact on their daily usage. So these are the recommendation that you need to do first, so that what happened here is that you walked in with a hypothesis about tightening access to a field, and you walk out with a prioritized remediation list grounded in what's actually in your org. So using this tool would help you fix your object security model, and it would be a breeze in a life of person who's managing all the audits, and you would have a clean org by the facts that is being provided by this app, not just some guesswork. Continue to watch the video series. I'll talk to you again in another one. Thank you.